Saplings. Today we have a brand new video, and guess what? This video is for all the bronze, silver, gold, platinum players that are struggling with their early game consistency on Ivern and are having a really hard time climbing the ranks. Believe me when I tell you, Ivern is the master of efficiency, he's the master of macro play, and he's the master of using small advantages in the war of attrition to create huge snowball opportunities for your team, okay? By focusing on yourself and worrying about your team less, they're garbage solo queue players. You don't gotta worry about them. You'll be helping them in the long run by focusing on yourself. Many players in the game don't understand Ivern at all. It's the biggest challenge to playing Ivern. So this can be a very difficult concept at first, but I want you to do this because I want to help you with your consistency on Ivern in creating early game advantages for your team. So what do I want you to do? Here it is. Stop invading on your first clear. Don't do it. Stop doing it. Don't run to the red buff and smite it away. Don't split the map. You're only shooting yourself in the foot, okay? Stop doing that. Stop it. Stop it. I see you over there. I see you over there. Stop invading. Do it. Stop it. Stop invading. Invade the second buff. Don't invade the first buff. Stop it. Stop doing it. What you need to be doing instead is ward the pixel bush in front of your red buff at about 40-50 seconds, recall, grab a sweeper, run to your wolves. Do this every game. Do it every game. 100% of your games, doesn't matter. Do it. Mark your blue side fully, smite your red away, mark your raptors, use the blast cone trick to clear your wolves and blue simultaneously, and then go and grab your Gromp. At this point, you need to be looking for opportunities to make an impact on the map. You can gank top and then secure top crab and then check the enemy raptors, or you can gank mid, secure top crab, or you can go back to your raptors, secure bottom crab, and gank bottom. The reason this is so powerful is because you have the flexibility to impact any opportunity that you see on the map. So take one of those opportunities, do it, go for it, then recall, grab your CDR boots, okay? Now here's where the efficiency comes in. Every single game after your first recall, mark your wolves and then mark your Gromp again. Don't run to dragon, don't run to bot lane, don't run to top lane for no reason, don't try to help your team. Mark your wolves, mark your Gromp every time they're up. This takes priority over everything else. Okay, I don't care what's going on in the game. I don't care if your AD carry is spam pinging you. Mark your wolves, mark your Gromp. Those are your gold sources. Those are your guaranteed golden experience. Those are how you're gonna get a gold advantage over the enemy jungler. On the other side of the map, you have your raptors. Those you can smite away to gain tempo, okay? You're never gonna do your Krugs because quite honestly, Krugs are never worth it. And if you do this every single game, consistency in the early game and the early advantages that you're going to be able to create for your team is going to increase dramatically. From there, you can rush to level 6 and then spam gank with Daisy because Daisy ganks are some of the most powerful ganks in the game. That is how you snowball your early game advantage, okay? That is what I want all of you to do and focus on. And of course, we are going to jump into the practice tool and show you exactly what I mean, because honestly, my rambling might have been hard to follow. You might want to watch that part on like 0.5 speed or something, you know? Okay, so what are the goals to the clear that we're looking at today? This is my favorite clear. I use this in 95% of the games, okay? The goals are prevent getting invaded, clear camps as efficiently as possible, remain flexible to the opportunities in the game, and limit split map play, okay? Those are what we want to achieve to be as effective on Ivern as we can, okay? Ivern should always be playing towards his blue side, his wolves and Gromp, like we've talked about. This is your main focus every single game, highest priority. This is why you start wolves 95% of the time, because your second round of wolves is gonna come up quicker the sooner that you get them on your first clear, all right? That's why you don't start on the red side. That's why you don't start red. That's why you don't start raptors, okay? Krugs are never worth it. They give approximately 31% of the gold required, and 24% of the XP that a normal jungler would get on them. It's not worth the tempo loss of going all the way down there. It's not worth the time it takes. It's not worth the health and mana expended to take the camp. So forget about Krugs. I almost never take them in any game. We want to ensure that our clear is done 10 to 15 seconds before the first crab spawns to either gank, track the enemy jungler, do some sort of counter gank, do some sort of scouting mission. If we do that successfully, we'll be in prime opportunity to maybe we counter gank top lane, kill the jungler. Now we get both crabs. There's a lot of scenarios there where we might be able to get both crabs by doing this properly, okay? And now the last point, and this is really the most important point, do not invade on your first clear, okay? And the reason is Ivern really wants to avoid split map opportunities. So you see this all the time in the LCS, okay? You see this all the time with high level junglers. One of them will run up to the enemy raptors, the other one will run all the way down to your raptors, right? And the whole map will be split like this, as opposed to clearing your whole side. You're clearing vertically, right? It's called vertical clear. You want to avoid this as much as possible in your solo queue games, okay? Because when the enemy jungler has access to your camps, they have the ability to clear multiple camps quicker than Ivern. Ivern has a unique passive that allows him to smite one camp away immediately, which is the best thing ever for stealing the second blue buff, for example. But it's not good when it comes to waiting around for 40 seconds for multiple camps to cook. So when the enemy is in your red buff area and they take your red, then they take your Krugs, then they take your raptors, they are going to be able to come all the way back and kick you out of their side of the jungle before you're able to take their raptors or Krugs. So now they're up 2 or 3 camps on you just through that split map opportunity. And that's what we want to avoid. In that scenario, the enemy jungler is going to get a CS lead. They're going to get 1 to 2 camp leads there for golden experience. And over time, they're going to be able to snowball that advantage. Ivern already has the unique disadvantage of basically being a camp down because you're not able to get the Krugs. We don't want to give the enemy jungler opportunities to build that advantage by taking the rest of your camps while you're wasting time stealing their red buff. They're down taking your Krugs, raptors, and your red buff as well. So now you're down 2 camps, and honestly, you've kind of thrown away the early game. So with all of that theory out of the way, let's jump into the practice tool and do a demonstration of my favorite beginning jungle clear on Ivern. Okay, so here we are in the practice tool. We have grabbed our Hail Blade and our refillable. We have our trinket ward here. Now, we don't know what's going to happen, right? Because the enemy could be invading here or what's going on. So we don't want to level up our ability quite yet. We will wait on that, of course. But we're going to run out here. We should have our team with us, of course. Right at about 50 seconds, 55 seconds, what we can do is let's just put our ward here. We'll run back to safety. We'll recall 55 seconds. Now, this pixel brush is going to, if they gank, or if they take their blue and they run down here and they want to invade, that's what we're trying to prevent, right? We need to know if the enemy jungler is going to go from his blue down to our red, right? Because we need to know that so that we can actually go and take his red, even though that's not what we want. If we do have the opportunity to run down here and stop him with our team, that is preferable. That is preferable. Okay, so we're right here in time for the wolves. We're going to mark the wolves. We're going to come up here. At this point, we could probably take our Q. Doesn't really matter. Once you're this low, I like to use both of my refillables. We're going to grab Gromp here. Now we're going to run down to our red buff here. At this point, what you should be doing is using your F keys. It doesn't work in practice tool because there's no other people, but using your F keys to check the lane states here while you're just running around is a very good habit. So you can find those opportunities early, okay? We're going to go here. Now, we don't want to leave this up just in case they do some sort of late invade cheese or we get distracted topside. We want to have our red buff, and we're going to mark those and leave them there for now. If the enemy jungler decides to take our raptors, we will smite away his raptors later on. But what we need to do here is the blast cone trick. So we're going to hit the blast cone and Q over. and then jump over. So what I did was I autoed the blast cone. I queued the blue buff. Okay, I queued the blue buff. So let's pause. I queued the blue buff. I clicked on the wolves, took them, and then I pressed Q on my keyboard to jump to my Q back to the blue and took those as quickly as possible. So now we're in this situation right here, and this is where you need to think, okay? Can I gank top? Can I gank mid? Can I invade his raptors? Do I have to wait around for the crab? Should I go back over here? Should I go back here? And all of those things are determined on where the enemy jungler is, right? So for example, if I know the enemy jungler right now is here and he's taking this crab, I can mark this crab. I can run up and take his raptors with the smite and then go back and take that, right? So
I wonder
instead of losing that raptor advantage, we can smite it away and we can take that and we can take this crab with that, right? The other thing we can do is, let's say there's an opportunity to gank mid here, right? So we just took our Gromp, we ran around, and we ganked mid immediately. This is a very good clear if the enemy jungler is like a full clear jungler. So if the enemy jungler does their red, then does Krugs down here, you have a timing window where you can gank this. You can gank this, see what's happening, and then you can come down here. You can take those, right? And then you can grab the you can grab this crab down here with your smite, right?
We are one.
And now if you grab this crab down here with your smite, you're in an opportunity to gank bottom. So what do you notice about this path? The number one thing you should be noticing is we have the opportunity and the influence to be at all three lanes regardless and still be even on farm like gold and XP. And that's what I mean by maintaining flexibility, right? We can be anywhere on the map at any time and not be down a camp and be even with the enemy jungler, right? So now we base, we buy this, we buy a pink ward. Now, exactly what I was mentioning earlier, I don't care that if they're doing this, I don't care if they're over here, I don't care if they're ganking mid. I'm running here. I'm running to this exact spot, right? I'm marking wolves on my second back here, or like on my the start of my second clear, because these camps are up now, right? We always want this camp and this camp to be up as quickly as possible at all times. We want to continually farm them, right? And that's what we want to do. And now we're in the opportunity again where we can go top, we can go mid, we can invade the raptors again, we can go to dragon side, we can gank bottom, right? While these are cooking, we can go and make a play, we can come back, we can grab them, we can rotate back bot side, right? So we have all of that flexibility, and it's very important. It's very important to do these things very quickly and subtly so that you can build that advantage and be at the right place at the right time. When you're clearing the jungle like this and you have a purpose to everywhere that you're going, you don't need Moby boots to chase your teammates, right? You're already going to be at the point of where the play is because you're the one making the play. And that's really the important thing to notice. By me on my first clear marking these and smiting this away, I give this jungler the opportunity to take this camp and this camp away from me when I'm not going to be able to get more than just the red. Odds are at higher elos, they're going to have something over here awarded. They're going to see your invade, and it's just not going to be worth it. The only time I would suggest invading is probably when they have a full clear jungler and you have full vision on their buff, and you know they went red, Krugs, Raptors. Sometimes you're able to mark your blue side, skip this, grab their blue, come back, mark these, go back over here. There's very unique opportunities sometimes where you can sneak in there and do some crazy things that only Ivern can do. But in general, until you're very, very comfortable on the champion. Like I have 1 million plus mastery points on the champion. Until you're very comfortable and you're thinking logically and you're trying to impact for your team, you should stick to this consistent pattern. I am going to be showing a couple of games here, real games that I played in ranked. I'm going to speed up the clears so you can see exactly where I made what decisions, and from there, that's going to be the whole video. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I hope this is helpful for you. Leave a like, leave a comment, come visit us, twitch.tv/MossyElder. And we're always talking about Ivern. We're doing educational content. We've been doing a lot more variety content. I have a full schedule and all of that stuff. So feel free to come on by. I'd love to chat with you and have a good time, and never stop growing, saplings. Bye. Have a sunny day. Bye. All right, let's look at this game here. We open up with a classic trinket ward, followed by recall, switch over to the sweeper. I think this game is pretty standard here. We're gonna obviously start with the wolves, move over to the blue here, Gromp of course. Now the whole time we should be looking at the lanes here, looking what's going on, smite away our red buff, take our raptors, do the trick, grab the blue and the wolves. We don't see an opportunity bot lane, so we're going to be able to grab all of our camps and rotate to the top side to be in time to counter gank Master Yi top lane. In the next game here, we're against a Hecarim, so we want to prevent him from having access to our red here with the standard trinket ward followed by sweeper. We had plenty of time to start the wolves. We're going to do the exact same camp. Whether it's Master Yi or Hecarim, it doesn't matter. We can do the same clear here. And you're going to notice with this clear, we're going to be able to have some impact in the bot lane because we know Hecarim is going to full clear. So we're able to beat him to the spot there. We still are able to do that before the crab spawns. And then we're going to be in time. Hecarim's behind on the play. And we're able to have impact in both bottom and middle lane before Hecarim is able to be done his first clear. In the last game here, we defend against the invade. We grab a flash right out of the gate to help our bot lane out. We're able to do the exact same clear here, but we're not able to back. So we used our trinket. We'll have to swap out our trinket to the sweeper on our first back, which is totally fine as well if the early game doesn't allow you to do the classic. We know that Echo is starting bot lane, so we don't need to ward on our red side. Here, the play worked out, so we're able to save our mid laner. But when doing that, it messed up our blue clear, but that's totally fine. We're able to have impact in the mid lane. We're still first to the top lane crab. And now we're going up top to gank before Echo is done his clear. Plus, we're able to then 2v1 the Echo. And using this pathing, we've been able to impact all three lanes. Bot flash, mid we saved, got a gank top, and 2 kills.